Hey there, everyone. Welcome back. What we're going to do today is talk about those pesky little tabs at the bottom of your workbook. So we have workbooks that have a lot of worksheets in them, right? Each worksheet has a tab, and those tabs have a lot of information on them. Now, those tabs may feed the lead tab in your workbook. And when you send this spreadsheet out to other people, you may want them to see the lead tab, but you may not want them to see all the other tabs. Well, you can hide them. The problem is it's extremely easy to unhide them so that people can then see them. So we're going to learn to do two things in this video. First, we're going to learn to lock those tabs so that if other people do see them, they can't change them. But we're also going to learn how to hide that tab in a way that other people cannot unhide it. And we can do that through the tools that are available to us in Excel. So this is stuff we can do in Excel. I'm Richard. Let's get into it. So let's look at this spreadsheet. We've got three tabs on this spreadsheet. If you look down at the bottom of the spreadsheet, and I'll expand it just a little bit for us, you'll see down here I have Sheet 7, Sheet 2, and Sheet 3. Now Sheet 7 is really my primary sheet, and I'm actually going to change the name of that, and we'll call that, let's call that primary. Now the primary sheet is where I've got my results that I want people to see. Now how did I get these results? So Sheet 2 has people's names and their ID number, their employee number. Sheet 3 has employee number, region, and sales. What I really want is I want a list of sales by employee's last name. And right now I can't get that. So what I did is I went to this spreadsheet and using XLOOKUP, you can see that right here where I use my XLOOKUP function. XLOOKUP, I did an XLOOKUP, so based on employee number, it would pull the last name and it would also pull the sales for that individual. Now, I want people to see this spreadsheet, but what I don't want them to see is the detail back behind it. Okay, and in fact, I might want to even hide on this primary tab. I might want to actually hide column A. Okay, so I might go in here and want to hide that column. And if I want to hide that column, so right click on it and hit hide. So I want people to see by last name what people's sales were, but what I don't want them to see is I don't want them to see the detail of what each employee's actual employee number was. The problem is the name is not in the sales sheet and the sales is not in the name sheet, so I've got to pull information from two sheets to get the primary. So I did that. Now, I want to send the spreadsheet out so that maybe my managers could see who the top salespeople were, but I don't want them to be able to see Sheets 2 and Sheets 3. I don't want them to be able to see them, and if they can't see them, I wouldn't want them to edit them. So all we're really going to do at this point is hide these sheets, and the best way to do that is we're simply going to click each one, right-click, brings up window, we're going to click Hide. Okay, we'll right-click, and we will hide. Now, I can send this out, but what's really interesting, you look down here in the bottom left, if I right-click on that, I can unhide those sheets very easily. I click on that, it allows me to unhide either Sheet 2 or Sheet 3, or I could click Control and click on that, and I can actually unhide both of them, brings both those tabs back. That's not what I want to do. What I'd like to do is I'd like to hide these two sheets permanently, and then I would like to protect this sheet so that nobody can reopen those tabs. So I'm going to right-click on that and type Hide. I'm going to right-click on Sheet 3 and type Hide. So I now have hidden those, and I want to protect this spreadsheet. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go all the way up to the top of the screen, and I'm going to click on where it says Review. Now when I click on Review, it's going to open for me two tabs, or it's going to open for your Protect window. And there's two things I'm going to look at. There's Protect Sheet, and there's Protect Workbook. We'll look at the Protect Sheet tab in a moment, or tool in a moment. First, we're going to look at the Protect Workbook. I'm simply going to click on that, and this is, and it's going to want a password. To hide this, it's going to protect. What it's going to do is protect the structure of this worksheet. I'm not going to be able to add tabs. I can't delete tabs. I cannot change the structure of this workbook. Okay, I can change stuff on this tab, but I cannot change the structure of this workbook if I password protect it. So I'm going to put a password in there, and I'm just going to do really simple A, B, C, D, all lowercase. And I can hit enter, and it's going to ask me to type that in again, A, B, C, D. Now, normally I wouldn't use a tab or a password this simple, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So I hit enter. Now, if I try to unhide these, and I click, the unhide is grayed out. I cannot unhide those spreadsheets. If I save this spreadsheet now, so I'll go up here and I'll click File. I'm going to Save As, and I'm just going to save it to my desktop. So I'll go over here and I'll find it on my desktop, which is right here, and I'm going to call it, I got one down here called Hide Sheets I've already created. I'll just call it Hide Sheets, and we'll hit Save. It's going to say, well, you've already got this. Do you want to place it? I'm going to say yes. So we'll close this down, and we'll shut that down right there. And now I'm going to reopen this spreadsheet. So I'll open Excel, and I want to. So I've sent this to somebody, and I want them to look at it. And so it's going to open up. They're going to open up Hide Sheets, and they're going to see the names, and they're going to see the sales for each employee. What they cannot do, if you go down to the bottom and look at this bottom, what they cannot do when they right-click on the primary is unhide anything. Okay? They can't unhide it. It is now protected so that nobody can see those other tabs. Now, if this was my spreadsheet, and if I know the password, all I have to do is go on this tab. I'm going to click it. I'm going to right-click on it. I'm going to go up to Review. I'm going to go back to Protect Workbook, and I'm going to type in that password, A, B, C, D. And when I do that, now I can unhide those tabs. I click on that, I can unhide tab 2, and I can unhide tab 3. And there they are. Now I can add a second level of protection so that even if somebody was able to get past the first password, even if they could see these sheets, they certainly could not change them. Okay? And the way I can do that is I can fix it. I can go to this sheet, I can click on sheet, I can click on sheet 2, I go up to Review, I go to the Protect Sheet tab, and it's going to ask me for a password, and it's going to protect just this sheet. And so if I type in, and let's do ASDF, which is your first 4 keys on the middle line of the keyboard, and hit OK. It's going to ask me to confirm that, ASDF, and I'll say OK. Now this is protected. If I try to click on any of these and change that, it's going to give me this warning right here. The cell or chart you're trying to change is on a protected sheet. To make a change, protect the sheet, etc. So now I don't want to make a change, so I do that. This sheet is protected. I can't change anything on it. Then I could turn around and hide it. I could protect the workbook so that it couldn't be unhidden, and then save it. And I've got 2 levels of protection on this data. So hopefully this was a good tool, a good exercise to show you how to hide tabs and protect them so that nobody else can unhide them when they're looking at the spreadsheet. Well, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please consider subscribing to the channel. We'll see you real soon on stuff you can do in Excel.